Guys, this is Novat from Laravel Pixel. Welcome to part 1 of the creating email and SMS marketing tool using Laravel. So in this part 1 of the video, I'm going to make a Laravel installation and set up the admin cast template. And if you haven't yet downloaded the admin cast template, just click the link in the description, and you just open the description. You're going to find the link to the GitHub repo of the admin cast template, which is completely open source. And also you can download the startup templates, which is what I'm going to be creating in this video from GitHub, from my GitHub repo. So in this video, I'm going to install Laravel and set up the project and start preparing the admin cast template so that we can start playing around with the project. So let me go to my VS Code. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, comment, share, and that is going to be a huge and much enough support for this channel to keep growing and available for you. Thank you guys. So let's go to the VS Code and get started. So this is my VS Code and I'm going to create a new project. So to do that, I'm going to open files and I'm going to open folder. And I'm going to save this project in the, document directory. And I'm going to call it, to create a new folder inside it. And this folder, I'm going to call it Laravel Pixel. So I'm going to store all of the tutorial video inside this folder and select. Okay. After that, the folder is selected. I'm going to open terminal in my VS Code. So I'm going to type in composer require. Okay, no. I'm going to install Laravel project first. So I'm going to use the simple Laravel command, which is available when you install or when you have Laravel installer. If you don't know how to install Laravel or you haven't yet installed Laravel, please, there is so much tutorials on YouTube. You can go and watch on how to install. I'm not going to explain anything about that. So simply type Laravel new, and the name of the project is marketing tool. So this is marketing tool we are going to create, which is like exactly the way the project sounds like. So this is going to take some time, and I'm going to pause the video, go and get some coffee, and I'll be back when the project is ready. It is going to take only a few seconds. So guys, as you can see, Laravel is telling us that the application is ready. Let's build something amazing. So we have already set up the project. Let's cd into the project, which is marketing tool. So we are already inside the project. So this is the step number 1. The next step is to download and install. It is kind of like downloading the admin cast template from GitHub. And so let me go to GitHub and show you the actual repo and how you can download it. So guys, this is the GitHub repo of the admin cast template. It is not very popular, I can see. They have only 59 stars. Please guys, go and give them a star. This is one of the greatest templates I've ever used. So I really like using it. It is very responsive, super amazing. So you can come yourself and try it and give them a star, like kind of support. So you can come into this area and download the zip, and you're good to go. So I hope this process will be much easy, and we're going to use the HTML version as shown in this repo. So you can just click here and download zip, and you're done downloading. I've already downloaded, and I'll show you the files. This is my admin cast template. I have Angular and HTML. We are only going to focus with this HTML part. So the first thing that I'm going to advise you to do, because now we're going to start taking these things into Laravel application. So the first thing, let's try to fire php artisan save command and see if it is booting correctly. Of course, everything is working fine. So I'm going to open this link in the browser. Okay, let me zoom out. Okay, so the page is opening correctly and everything is working fine. So let me delete the default thing, everything default from Laravel. So I'm going to click over here. Okay, let me get you close. Resources, views, and welcome. If you don't like this kind of zooming, guys, you can tell me and I can stop like zooming every time. I like zooming. Okay, so I'm going to delete this entire thing, this template or even this welcome. I'm going to delete it, and I'm going to the route area web. So I'm going to leave this. Okay, let me undo deleting this welcome. So I'm going to use this kind of available welcome to extend the main layout. So if you want to like take an external template into the Laravel, the first thing is to start importing your CSS files. You can actually import them using npm, but the much easy and much direct process, which is not going to give you any kind of complication, is by just importing them manually. So I'm going to open this file in the I'm going to open public folder in Explorer. So as you can see, this is the public directory of Laravel. So I'm going to copy the content inside remember admin cast HTML, and then we have dist. So we have this folder called assets. We are going to copy this entire folder into the public part, which is this one. You can just copy and paste it over here. So it might take some time, so I'm going to pause the video to help like saving time. So as you can see, guys, the entire folder is already here inside this public directory of Laravel. So I'm going to get back into the project. Okay, I'm going to get back. As you can see, the assets folder is over here. So we have access to all of the content of, okay, this folder is not required. You can just delete it. We need this CSS folder. We need the img folder, which is not required. Like, we're going to change these things, but let's leave it so that the template cannot like look broken, and the vendor folder. So that's it, guys. The other step after importing the CSS on tools, we're going to the resources and view folder. We're going to create a folder here and call it layout. But you know, in the future we might be like creating the front end of this system. We can have a front end, so it is the good idea to keep content of the admin which doesn't relate to admin outside the outside the admin folder, and the other content inside the admin folder. Okay, if you didn't get me, I mean this, all of the things which will be including the dashboard will be inside the admin part. So the folder will be admin. Okay, make a mistake, a little bit of mistake. Okay, so the folder is going to be admin. So everything about the admin is going to be inside this folder, and everything else is going to be the front end, whether it is the website, whether it is whatever about us, and everything is going to be outside this folder. So this is kind of the best way of grouping things together. Everything about the admin template over here, the front end part will be outside this folder. So the next step is we're going to create a layout folder. So a new folder, okay, new folder, and I'm going to call it layout. And inside this folder, we're going to have a folder and call it master.blade.php. So this is going to contain our main layout of the system. So the easiest way to start structuring the layout is going to the template and copy and paste the one of the layout, and I prefer taking this index.php file, and I go back to the project, I open it in VS Code, I copy the entire thing and paste it inside my project. Okay, so I have already imported this template or layout, so we can try to open it in browser and see what does it look like in the browser. So I'm going to like extend it in this welcome, which is the easiest way of getting started. So I'm going to say this one, welcome page extends, which I know in the future it is not going to extend this layout, but I'm just going to put it here for testing purpose. So this is going to extend the admin dot layout, so that we can see quick of what is going on dot master. Okay, so as you can see now, this welcome page is extending the admin layout master. So if we go back to the browser and refresh this page, let's see what is opening. Okay, as you can see, admin cast template just opened, much easy. But the problem with this is that if you're going to leave everything the way it is, I mean this CSS, this kind of linking is not good, because if you're going to have the second level route, what I mean by second level route, for example, if you check here, if you're going to have something like slash lambda, okay, maybe user, okay, and slash something, all of the styles will be broken. It is going to break everything, and you can like everything is going to be broken. So it is the good idea to prevent this, to use the asset function provided by Laravel. So you're going to, instead of putting this like manual way, to make it not broken at any environment, we're going to add this Laravel asset function like this. I hope guys you can see, as you can see here. So I'm going to do the same thing to the rest of the CSS, and I'm going to pause the video. So as you can see guys, I've already added the asset function to all of these CSS here, and now CSS will not bring any problem no matter how or which route you're going to use. We are going to extend this file, so everything is fine. So the remaining part is the JavaScript part, which is located at the bottom. This also requires the asset function to prevent breaking things, so JavaScript not working on some parts. This is the best way of doing this, of solving that issue. So if you see JavaScript is not loading, just make sure that you have used the asset function in including the JavaScript in the footer part. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add the asset function like this, and I'm going to delete. Okay, so as you can see, the asset function reads from the public folder, and public inside the asset folder, that is where it start like loading. As you can see, assets, and then vendors, and whatever the vendor that you want to include. So I'm going to do the same thing to the rest of the vendors to speed up the process. Okay guys, as you can see, I've already included all of the JavaScript files in my project. I am aware, I'm aware that some of these importation are not necessary. We won't need them at this time, but anyway, I've just kind of put them so that we can go together. So let's test the project in the browser and see if it is broken or if we have any error, and okay, so that we can solve it early. So I'm going to refresh the page. Everything seems to be working fine. As you can see, the template is loading very fine and nothing is wrong. So at this point, I think we already set up the master layout. So what I'm going to do now, I need this to be the master layout, and I won't be using some of the things over here. So I'm going to remove these vector maps and whatever. We won't need them in this part of the video. This won't be necessary. Okay, this is the master layout, so it's not a good idea to put the chart everywhere. I'm going to, okay, also remove jQueries. Okay, we will leave the rest of the things which are required to all of the parts of our project, and also we're going to delete everything within the body of this template so that we can use the, okay, let me show you slowly. So this is the header part of the project, this is the navigation part of the project, this is the page content wrapper, and everything inside this I'm going to delete so that we can have kind of a template where inside it you're going to add the rest of others. So I'm going to delete everything inside here. So if we go to the browser and refresh, you can see we have only something like this, and as you can see, this is kind of a template that you're going to use everywhere. Every part of our project or every part of our panel is going to have the sidebar and the top menu. So it is a good idea to keep it that way. And so the content that I'm going to be changing are content inside this part. So I'm going to write here yield content. So any page which extends this page is going to have a section called the content, which is going to keep the content inside this div right here. So the rest of the things are not mandatory, but if you like to put your code more cleaner, you can have another folder inside the admin folder, and I'm going to call it partials. And inside the partial folder, I'm going to create another file. I'm going to call it nav.blade.php, and also I'm going to have another folder. I'm going to call it footer.blade.php. Okay, and another folder for sidebar.blade.php. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut this header part which contains, I guess it is the nav bar, the top navigation bar, which is this one. I'm going to cut it and paste it inside here. So if we refresh for now, there will be no like this top navigation bar. So what we can do to bring it back is to include it in our template. So include so we're going to include admin.partials.nav. okay, so if we refresh right now and check, so now it is back. So I'm going to remove this preloader to speed up the process, because I see it is kind of like blocking the screen. I'm going to remove it. Is over here. I'm going to just comment it for now. We don't need it right now. Also, after that, we are going to copy this content of the footer part, okay, and we are going to paste it inside the footer partial, and then we are going to say here extends. Okay, no, not extends, include. Okay, we're going to include admin.partial dot footer. Okay, so remaining sidebar. So sidebar, we're going to say here include admin.partial dot sidebar, and then we are going to come into the sidebar and paste the code. So if we refresh, everything is going to look fine, except okay, I think I have misspelled the sidebar part. Admin.partials dot sidebar, something is wrong, I guess. Okay, let me refresh again. Okay, let me check what is wrong and I'll tell you guys. Sorry guys, so I misspelled the word include right here. I've forgotten to include C like this. So problem solved. Now when we refresh, you can see the sidebar is now back on board. So guys, this is the part of the video, and I'm going to leave. You can have another partial for this one and another one for the footer part, I guess. But for this tutorial now, I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to remove the settings part here. As you can see, this comes with the adminicast template. I'm going to remove it. I won't need it for this tutorial, so I'm going to just cut it off. As you can see now, no settings. So guys, this was the tutorial for installation and configuration of the panel, so that we can have kind of a way to get started with with our project. Thank you guys for this video. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. I'm going to push to leave a link to my GitHub repo so that we can get these startup codes, because this tutorial was kind of a way to prepare startup files for the project. And so I'm going to leave the link in the description. You can go and download it. Also, I'm going to leave a link for the roadmap with the document which I showed you in the first tutorial, in the tutorial number 0 actually, so that you can have kind of a way on where we are going. So the next videos is going to be much faster and short, and this one was kind of a long video, and I'm going to try to keep the time as short as possible so that we can make this lesson interesting. Thank you guys, and welcome to Laravel Pixel channel. Love you guys.